now. All right.
We are live.
Well, welcome.
Welcome to the first ever live part-time pod.
Exactly. My last time on the part-time pod.
Yeah,
I'm Will Nicholson.
Will was actually fired this weekend. But
That's true.
I'm Tyler Panero.
I didn't get fired.
No. We're just kidding.
Yeah. We're here live on the part-time pod. You know, we talked
are.
about it a little bit the first few weeks, like, oh, maybe the last show we'll do it live, and then it started really to ramp up towards the last week, and now we're here live on the part-time pod in Studio A, which I didn't think was going to happen.
We finally got promoted.
We finally got promoted.
So, Will, before we start, so obviously you were working here because you were interning here. So does this mean the cap and gown is coming soon?
Yes, it is.
Big congratulations to Willie Nick.
I appreciate
he clapped
that.
for himself. Good job, Will.
I mean, you got it. But
congratulations.
Thank you.
Graduating college is a very big deal.
That. Yeah, it was weird. Actually, funny story on the day, the 18th was like the last day of the semester.
Monday.
And then I got an email that was I had a hold on my account from health services.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, like that can't be good. And I went to figure out what it was. They're like, you need a tetanus shot.
Oh.
I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh.
But it was only a registration thing. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to graduate for a second because of a tetanus shot. I was like, I haven't been on campus all year. I don't know how that works.
I got 2 shots yesterday. I had to get my flu shot and meningitis B.
All right.
I have to go back in a month to get my second dose.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are those like boosters for school?
No,
I know they do
it's
all
like
that now.
to like go to college. You need to have these shots or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. We already got someone saying, "Where's Aiden Kilty?" We should have gotten Aiden Kilty.
We should have gotten Aiden.
That would have been
Kilty in
sick.
here, you know.
That would have been awesome.
You know we call him the prospect. You know, he's like LeBron.
He kind of is the LeBron of MCM.
Like this dude is playing at St. Vincent Mary's right now.
I've had inside sources tell me he's already in the Hall of Fame of interns. And he's like 50.
That's what I've been hearing, and the dude's a freshman, so he's been killing it.
He's been balling. Speaking of having people on, we're gonna have some other MCM staff members come on later.
We will.
It's very Pat McAfee style. Just anyone's kind of welcome to come in at any time, and they'll be welcomed with open arms.
We might have Aaron Rodgers. Who knows?
We might have Aaron Rodgers come on.
It's not Tuesday, so he's available.
It's true.
So
he is.
We might have Aaron Rodgers.
He is there. He's already used to doing the show from yesterday. He'll be there.
All right. So, Will, I think first order of business. How'd your fantasy week go?
It went really good. I won in all my leagues, which is always a big plus. That's 2 playoff wins, and that was the last week for one of them. I'm moving on to the Final Four. I beat, shout out to Cam Tate. I beat Cam Tate by just a few points due to DK Metcalf.
There we go.
But, it was a good week. We got some wins.
DK Metcalf, hold on.
Yeah. Standing on business.
So I beat Shane Keeler, my good buddy. He's playing a hockey game tonight, 7:20.
He's playing a hockey game.
Good luck tonight, Shane.
Yep.
I smoked him. I beat him like 130 to 88 or something like that. Big shout out to Kenneth Walker, 20 piece. Kyron Williams, our glorified king, 20 piece. Jalen Waddle, 30 piece. And Lamar did decent. My whole team cooked this week. I had like an insane amount of points on the bench too because I had Goff on the bench, Addison on the bench, Singletary.
It got close for a second, so I needed DK Metcalf to I had an 11 point lead going into Monday night, and I was going against Tyler Lockett and Dallas Goedert.
Oof.
And I had DK going. It was looking tough for a second.
Those are 2 just like huge boomer bust guys.
Exactly, and
like
thank God it wasn't a boom
done.
day. Yeah. But, we came through. We pulled it out. DK scared me for a second because he had 1.8 points going into like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And then
that game-winning drive. Yeah.
That was
we can talk about that game really quick. So shout out to your Hawks, man.
Yes, sir, baby.
They killed it.
Yeah, cry Eagles cry, baby.
Wah.
Shout out Jackson Smith and Jigba, the best receiver to come out of
crazy.
Ohio State.
Really?
No.
No. I was like, wow, we're going there.
I can't even lie about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a dime by Drew Lock. Happy Drew got to shine for 2 games.
Yeah.
And now the king of being underrated is back.
Sure.
Geno Smith.
It's that you kept yourself in the playoff hopes with that win for the Hawks, which is very important.
Very terrified.
Open.
I'm very terrified of the Rams.
Yeah,
the Rams are one of those teams where if you turn your back on them, they will just jump you and take all your lunch
Before
money.
you know it, Kyron Williams has like 150 total yards, and it's wraps.
Dude, getting 100 rushing yards is just like a normal thing for him.
It is, yeah.
I don't like how McVay tried benching him for like that dude Coleman when he fumbled. Like, I didn't like he fumbled. That. Everybody does.
But then he fumbled again.
And notice how Coleman didn't get into the end zone on 2 tries.
Yep.
At the goal line. Vote Kyron Williams for one play, he gets in.
Hey, you need King 23 to get you in the end zone.
Best 23 in LA right now.
Exactly. I agree.
Best
LeBron,
baseball, basketball. Might be the best athlete.
I'd say that.
Shohei's
best man.
Yeah, honestly, Shohei's a pretty good guy.
Shohei's a pretty good dude.
He's just a family man. He's got his dog now.
Yeah.
Signed with Dodgers,
That's what's up.
Took that pay cut so they can get more people.
I think we have a baby appearance on the pod.
I've been hearing like rumors about that. We'll see what happens.
The one and only. But the Seahawks kept themselves in the playoff hunt, which is massive for them. Because the NFC right now, it's wide open. You really only have like the two big top dogs in the NFC East.
3.
And then 3.
Oh no, well not in the NFC East, but in the NFC. I thought so.
It's the 3 are like the Niners, the Cowboys, Eagles. Other than that, I feel like it's pretty wide open.
Which those 3 are already locked into the playoffs.
They are, yeah. They clinched it. Yep.
If you had to pick a winner, who's it going to be?
I think the Niners have a really good shot of coming out of the NFC.
To me, I think this Christmas, actually, I think we're going to have a preview of the Super Bowl.
Well,
I think that's my pick. It's Baltimore versus San Fran.
That's a good one. That's a Super Bowl matchup.
Two well-rounded teams. Baltimore's going to be missing, what's his face, Keaton Mitchell.
Yes.
Very unfortunate. Speedy recovery for him.
Yep.
But hey, that just lets Lamar Jackson run it in more.
Which is good for your fantasy team.
So this week, I'm playing a very, very good team. Probably the best fantasy team I've ever faced in my life. We got to go against Dak, Saquon, McCaffrey, Debo, and CeeDee Lamb.
And that's Thomas Kelly himself,
yes,
right?
The man TK. Shout out to him. He got into UNH today.
Oh, big shout out to TK.
But so that is our matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And so my Christmas night is going to end in one of 2 ways. Well, actually, one of 3 ways. The Celtics win, I'll be fine. Because, playing the Lakers, screw them.
We need that.
They got that in the bag, and they're going to beat the Kings tonight. Wait, we'll get into basketball later. But my season will either be McCaffrey and Debo ruin me on Christmas night, or Lamar Jackson plays like the MVP that he is.
The MVP candidate he is.
Yes. And he stomps the Niners, goes for like 5 total touchdowns, drops a masterclass of a game, and I win and go to the Super Bowl.
There you go.
I would like that because this league we're playing for $200.
Ooh.
$200 is not a small amount of money.
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
That is, it's not a small amount of money at all. And I think the Ravens haven't clinched the division yet, right? But they're close. They're going to.
I think they're in the playoffs.
They are in the playoffs, yeah. They'll clinch the division. But, all these teams got a lot to play for. The Ravens, go get that win.
Watch out for Jake Browning.
Jake Browning is a dog.
Another thing that's going to affect me, my precious Jamar Chase will not be playing this week.
Yeah.
It hurts.
That's tough, especially for Jake Browning,
It cuts like a knife.
It does.
But, hey, T. Higgins might have a day again.
I almost had a very scary week last week. So I mentioned that DK Metcalf is my last guy that I had going in. I had on the bench Rashee Rice, who had a 24, 26-point game.
But he played
and
the
then I had T. Higgins
there
too,
That's
sitting
rough.
on the bench.
Hey, he finally did something.
Yeah.
After doing nothing all year, he did it. Well, no, he had that week at week 2.
Yeah. Actually, I want your opinion on something while we're still on fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I have Darren Waller back. And
who's your other tight end?
Dalton Schultz.
Yep, start him. Nope, I don't.
Waller or Schultz?
I don't trust Waller. Nope.
He had a good game last week.
Not a fan.
Well, Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets runs the ball.
Yeah, but still, he found Waller a few times.
Waller had 8 points last week.
He 8.5.
4 catches. Yeah, see.
Yeah.
4 catches, 50 yards.
That's not a bad night though.
Not even.
Compared to Dalton Schultz, who had 9.8, and he was playing with a backup QB.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if CJ plays, I'll play Dalton Schultz.
Here's the real tight end dilemma. Do you play Ingram or Ferguson?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's who's Jacksonville playing?
Jacksonville. Let's take a look.
Take a look, because my initial knee-jerk reaction is to go Ferguson. Right. He's the better option.
Right now, I have Ingram. Ingram's playing Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So not a very good.
Yeah. But I think aren't the Eagles playing Do they have
Ferguson doesn't play for the Eagles, so I wouldn't know.
The Cowboys?
They're playing the Dolphins.
Yeah, see, that's tough. That defense has been balling out.
Great matchups.
Yeah.
So I'm still projected 130. But
yeah, I would stay with Ferguson personally.
Really?
I think Ferguson's just the better tight end overall.
Trevor did not look too hot last week.
Exactly.
And he could come out guns blazing against Baker.
Nah, I don't.
They could,
so.
They could do a little reverse. Baker goes off last week. Trevor does bad. Switch it up. Trevor, but if you do decide to go crazy, throw to your tight end. He's your best athlete because Calvin Ridley stinks.
I can't read the YouTube chat. I love Matthew
Can I read
Stafford.
the YouTube chat?
Yeah, go for it. It's good stuff. Good stuff in there. Shout out Tyler Nicholson.
Shout out Tyler Nicholson.
But yeah, no,
Great
I
question.
am.
Tyler,
I'm
saying
excited.
no.
I'm saying no.
No.
Yes. I'm excited for this week of fantasy football because it's a great matchup. I'm going against Colin Ames, the former captain of the Bridgewater State rugby team.
Ooh.
Absolute legend. He had by himself, might I add, versus Wheaton, I think.
Ooh.
4 tries by himself.
Dude's looking like CMC.
He might have had 5.
He's
I
the
don't
CMC
remember.
of rugby.
Yeah, it was insane.
Maybe even better.
He went from not scoring a try in college to scoring. It was 4 or 5 in like one game.
Wow.
It was insane.
Why do they call
himself
it
a day.
Isn't the term touchdown? That's originally stemmed from rugby, correct?
I think. I don't know. A lot of stuff in football stems from rugby.
Wow.
It's a phenomenal sport.
So should rugby just be the superior, or?
I think that if rugby came before football in America, it would be the biggest one.
Wow, that's a very bold.
It
take.
might be. Rugby's so fun, dude.
So-
It's such a
well,
good sport.
So actually, on New Heights, Jordan Mailata talked about it,
Yeah.
and he says playing football is actually harder than rugby because he said the pads don't do anything.
That's true.
The pads just,
Yeah.
they're kind of just there.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't really do much.
Well, you feel like playing both for a long time. I always felt way more mobile in rugby because no pads, and also mobility is not my strong suit. So even like that
Yeah.
little bit
Kinda just
of feeling
kinda-
faster.
Kind of just a truck.
Yeah, that was pretty much my game.
We're a big like Derrick Henry guy.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, inside the 10 meter and in. That was
So-
my game.
Were there any like games this week NFL that you were just like, wow? Like any upsets, bracket busters,
biggest-
parlay busters?
I don't even think there was that many big or actually, hold on, I need to talk about
Uh-oh.
this. Because I just remembered, I suppressed the memory.
Someone bet.
The new ESPN bet also bet if you're of age, by the way.
Only bet we can afford to lose. Remember
Exactly. All that fun stuff. But the new ESPN bet app just came out, and they were doing the same thing that DraftKings all of them did, $200 for free. So I signed up for that, won a little bit of money. So you get $50 that you can put. I put $50 on 4 games to win
no.
like $1,000 or something. It was
Well,
a lot of money.
Only one game probably didn't hit.
It was, and you know which game it was? It was.
Ooh, can I guess?
Yeah.
What is it? Thursday night?
No.
Was it in the Saturday slate?
No.
Okay, so it's
All the games were on Sunday.
all Sunday.
Yep.
1 o'clock.
Yes.
Packers.
No.
Um.
I'll give you one more. I'll say it ended in game winning fashion.
Oh, Texans.
Nope.
Dude. Was the winner AFC or NFC?
They were both NFC. It was a division matchup.
Ooh.
It was,
Oh, was it the Rams?
no. it was the Falcons. It was the
Oh.
Falcons versus the Panthers. I took the Falcons.
Oh my God.
And the
Yeah.
Panthers won a game-winning
Hey,
field goal.
That brings.
And I missed out on $1,000.
that gets
so.
the Patriots closer.
It does, but like I would prefer the money.
Who would-
We're just gonna trade back anyway. It doesn't matter.
Who would you rather get if you're the Patriots now? Like, if you get number 1.
We talked about this a little bit a couple shows ago.
Yeah, but it's only getting closer.
It is, especially we're moving up too. We were at number 3. We're at number 2 right now, and now we're in striking distance of number 1. I believe we're at 3 wins, and now the Panthers are at 2, I believe. So
Who do you go for though? Do you go for one of the 2 QBs in Drake May or Caleb? If Caleb decides to declare,
Yeah.
he is not declared yet. He is probably
not.
going to stay if like a team he wants to go to doesn't get the pick. 'cause
Exactly.
he's a petty little punk.
Yep.
Or do you take the best college player we've seen in a long time?
So here's my thing, right? I have been a notorious Mac Jones defender, right? And also, I can admit,
How are you alive?
exactly. New England doesn't like me.
Yep.
But yeah, I've notoriously been like, Mac just needs the pieces around him. And I still semi-feel that way. It doesn't feel like Mac's the guy, right? He has too many turnovers. I feel like he's kind of broken goods at this point.
Do you
But-
have Zappy fever?
No, I wouldn't even say I have Zappy fever. I just think Zappy right now is better just because he's a better game manager than Mac, which is what they're looking for. But that being said, I made this point a while back, and I'll stick to it. I don't think there's like 2 quarterbacks, I think, in the league right now that could succeed in this Patriots offense. I think Jalen Hurts would work good with the run game and the game managing type style he likes to do.
Is the other one Lamar?
I think Mahomes would be the other one, just because Mahomes is out of this world.
I was gonna say he's just Mahomes. Like,
Yeah. So he's out of this world crazy. I think that he will, he would make a huge impact. Other than that, I would say
here's the thing with Hurts,
really.
though. What I would argue, we saw like arguably an identical player to Hurts, maybe just a little taller. Cam Newton coming to the Pats offense, didn't work.
Yeah.
Not at all.
See, I think that Hurts is a little bit better than Cam was there, though. But to kind of sum this up, I don't think that if we take a quarterback, it's going to make the situation in New England better. I think they're still going to be, a bottom 5 offense. Nothing like if you take Drake May, if you take Caleb Williams, I don't think your offense gets better. You still have problems at receiver. We still have money in free agency that we're probably not going to spend. You still need to pay Kyle Duggar. I think we stay cheap-ish right now. You go Marvin Harrison Jr., you get the surefire thing, and you start to improve that offense. I like J.J. McCarthy in the late rounds. I know you said Shador isn't going to declare,
nope.
but he's in mock draft, so I'm going to say if we can get Shador Sanders, that'd be awesome.
What if I'm not a fan
I
of this
also
guy.
like Penix.
Okay, good, because I was going to say I'm not a fan of this guy, but what would you think of like Bo Nix?
I don't like Bo Nix.
Okay.
I've been a big not believer in Bo Nix. He's too old, man.
Yeah.
He's
kind of like Stetson Bennett.
He is really like Stetson Bennett. That stuff. Well, football, it's looking good. I think we're going to switch it up to some other football probably. We have special guests right now who we will
do you see that guy?
up.
You see the dude in the crowd?
Dude in the crowd.
I
So
think
please welcome to the Part-Time Pod, the first guest of the day. We have the one and only Sean Leary. Yeah, welcome.
Give it up for
Welcome, Sean Leary, to the Part-Time Pod.
There
he is. Get him situated a little bit. Sean, welcome. You were one of the guys who kind of helped manifest this whole show, and it's great to have you on.
Thanks. Good to be here.
That's sick.
Sean, some people call you the godfather of MCM. How does that make you feel?
That is ridiculous because I'm definitely not.
I mean, to us, you kind of are.
Yeah.
You like,
I've been here a while, but there's people that have been here way longer, like John.
That's true.
Obviously.
That's
He's
true.
been here for like 15 years, so he's been here since day one.
He's been here a
I'd say
while.
He's probably godfather of it all.
Been here a while. So,
Yeah,
Sean, you're a big soccer guy, right? Or football.
Huge.
If you will. Big football.
I'm on 9.
Oh, we can't hear Sean yet?
Hold up.
Little tech difficulty.
Can't really hear him yet.
We'll get Sean. We'll get him mic'd up, everything like that. We have other guests coming too. We got John coming eventually.
Will was saying Sean's a big soccer guy. Here at MCM, I filmed a lot of soccer. Sean probably told me every single rule about the game of soccer.
Honestly, I learned most of my soccer knowledge from Sean. I'm not even kidding.
I didn't know how to correctly call offsides, but this man right here.
That's actually true. I did not know what offsides was, and then I learned right now.
It's way easier than you think it is.
It really was. I just didn't understand it.
You just can't be behind the second to last guy.
Yeah.
The last guy is the goalie, so it's whoever's the farthest back. Just
There we go.
So Sean,
be behind him when the ball comes.
I want to start it off pretty hot. Are you a Messi or Ronaldo guy?
This was the
Messi.
big,
Messi. Oh, that was quick. Okay.
quick decision.
Hurts the Portuguese in me, but it's okay.
Yeah, he I don't know. He just has a way of like creating magic out of nothing.
That's
really
true.
easily. If you watch him play now at Inter Miami, like obviously it's a league that's way below the skill level he's usually
He's been
at,
playing
but
at.
You'll see him walk around for maybe 90% of the game and suddenly like explode onto the scene and get a goal. Like he just like this prowling cat in like the savannah, just like waiting for an opportunity and then just like bounces, like
It's the greatest comparison I've ever heard.
That is. So you're a Messi guy, obviously. Does the World Cup that he just recently won play into that? As far what do accolades?
Does that help with
kinda
the
play
GOAT
in?
status?
he kind of almost, I don't want to say he single-handedly carried Argentina to the World Cup, but
It was pretty close.
he was a humongous effort in that.
He had he had Di Maria. Di Maria did his thing,
He did, and then he had Julian Alvarez up front too.
Who was the goalie that saved it with his calf?
Javi Martinez.
That was probably one of the best saves I've
Save
ever
with his
seen
calf.
in any game. So another soccer phenom. This happened a long time ago, but I've never asked you about it. So Neymar.
Quick reload on the mic.
Oh wait, hold up. All
There
right,
we
and
go.
Andy's back.
1, 2.
I think we're good. I think we're good
So-
to go.
You guys hear me?
Sounds like they
Are
can
we
hear.
good?
Can you hear me?
I can hear Sean's echo. Yeah, we did it.
We did.
So Sean, as you know, Mbappe a while back got offered $1 billion from Al Hilal. Didn't take it. Neymar took a big contract, but now Neymar I think has destroyed his knee. So do you think Neymar is gonna bounce back, or do you think his career is probably over?
He's not going to be the same player he was.
Fair.
Straight up.
It was tough watching Brazil in the World Cup last year because he had no help. He put his blood, sweat, and tears into that team.
They're a team of a lot of really talented people, but they weren't really working well tactically. They would just They're just like, oh, we're all just really, really good technical football players. Like, let's just make it work somehow. And, for a lot of Brazil's history and, like, world soccer, like, that's worked great. They've had, like, some really awesome...
Brazil's been on fire.
This thing you're describing, it kind of sounds like the Nets. With
a lot of talent and just can't quite get the strategy right.
To be fair, I think they would have gotten it if, the injuries never happened. I think if those three played against Giannis, the Nets are beating the Bucks in, like, 5. I don't think that...
That's true. Yeah. I never had faith in Harden with all that. So we asked you this a little bit before when we were on the mic and doing soccer games back in the day. Who do you think the best soccer player in the world right now? Is it kind of Mbappe, like definitely, or
my biased opinion is Erling Haaland.
That's what I was
yeah.
Because I'm a Manchester City guy and have been for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize when I started being a fan that it was going to be a rocket ship and they were going to win like so much.
So you were a bandwagon before the bandwagon.
I guess so, because
it's like cheering for the Warriors.
Yeah. Well, because so many people like growing up, I knew like they were all Manchester United fans, and I didn't like any of them. I was like, who is their rival? Like, so I was like, oh, Manchester City, that's my team.
we like that. So I remember hearing you say a while ago, you think Mbappe is like the more skilled player, but Haaland.
He's the more complete player.
You say that Haaland's a better goal scorer.
Yes.
Where is Haaland from?
He's from Norway.
Oh.
He's a Viking.
No wonder.
He's a Viking.
He's 6'4" or 5.
No wonder we didn't see him in the World Cup.
Unstoppable. He his team wasn't in the World Cup.
Do you think France is gonna like clear next time, or do you think there'll be someone to?
They're gonna be probably as good as they are right now.
My pick.
They're already.
Yeah, but do you think there's
top.
Do you think there's gonna be like an Argentina that can compete? Do you think they're gonna cruise through?
Argentina, if they don't have, I think Argentina's not going to have Messi, so that's going to be a hit. But they're still going to be a competitive team.
Old, man. I don't know if he's playing in the next World Cup.
Yeah, they're going to be.
Messi and Ronaldo.
They're still going to be competitive. I just don't know. They're not going to be. They're not going to have the magic they had this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's true.
Now, do you like Argentina too because they wear the same colors as Manchester City, or is that just?
I like that. I do like that.
It was just a happy coincidence.
It helps that their striker Julian Alvarez is also on Manchester City, so I had a little bit to root for there.
That's nice.
Plus, I would have I wanted to see either Messi or Ronaldo win a World Cup just to put another nail in that.
See who's the GOAT?
Yeah.
And then I think Messi really topped it off winning the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, that is large.
Does help.
That's kind of a career Ballon d'Or right there. I think a little bit.
Here's one. What gap do you think is closer, Messi, Ronaldo, or LeBron and Jordan?
I think Messi and Ronaldo are probably closer in terms of debate. I think LeBron and MJ are two different eras. Whereas Messi and Ronaldo, they played in the same era. They played in the same league. They played against each other 3 times a year at least.
So, if LeBron
on two dominant teams,
LeBron and Jordan, who are you taking?
I'm a Jordan guy.
I respect.
He had that dog in him.
Yeah, that's true.
LeBron's just he's proven to me more and more that I should probably hop on the wagon. I like LeBron, but I've watched The Last Dance 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Jordan guy. I know he's past my time, but I love him.
They both have big egos, but I feel like Jordan channeled his into I'm going to beat you way more. Even though LeBron did carry whatever team he was on to a final 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm one of those people that just looks at records. Being undefeated in the NBA Finals is pretty good. I'm also a firm believer that if Jordan didn't retire the first 2 times. What? I'm looking over.
we got a message.
We got a message for
We got a message from
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll move it over a little bit. My fault. What was I saying? Jordan,
LeBron.
Oh, I think if Jordan didn't retire the first 2 times, I think he would have.
He'd have.
It would be.
I think he'd have.
Yeah.
I think he'd have over 40,000 points. I've done the math.
Hey, he wanted to play baseball. Okay.
That's true.
He
was pretty. He wasn't great.
He was trash.
No, he wasn't.
It's pretty awful. My thing with Jordan and LeBron is the different eras is obviously it's hard to say which is better because I think they're both kind of the GOAT of their era. And then from there, I think it's kind of personal preference to which story and play style you like better. Because Jordan came in, he was kind of doubted a little bit, 3rd overall pick, and he was like, oh, you still have all these great players ahead of him, and who do you want to take? And then he had to struggle through the Pistons and the Celtics in the 80s, and you come to the 90s, and he dominates. He finds a way to win. He gets Scottie Pippen, and the whole like Jordan mentality of like I'm like you said that dog in him. Like
I'm going to win.
I'm going to beat you, and it's going to be because of me beating you.
Yeah.
And no other factor.
I think the trash talk was a very.
The trash talk is crazy. But then on the other hand, you have the LeBron story where kid from Akron grew up with nothing. Didn't have a father figure growing up, and then from there just worked his way all the way up with the skill of basketball that he had.
The chosen one.
The chosen one. He was like pretty much a mature speaking man by the time he was like 15, 16, with all the pressure that he had to come into the league and to live up, not only just to live up, but to almost exceed the expectations of being even in the same breath as Jordan.
Yeah.
I think that's impressive. And, the style of his, just like he's the better teammate, you could argue, stuff like that.
I've seen LeBron was one season away from playing against Jordan.
Yeah.
The season before LeBron got drafted was Jordan's last year. Last year.
That would have been crazy to see.
Seeing Wizards Mike against LeBron, bro.
That
would have been crazy.
That would have been fun. I wouldn't have been able to watch it. I was like 3, but
Yeah.
At least we got to see Kobe and LeBron.
That's true. Kobe and Jordan too as well.
Yeah, Kobe got to
good overlap there.
Yeah.
He got to get the torch and then pass it. You could say.
That's true.
So now with Jordan being drafted overall, if you're the Rockets, who are the first pick and took Hakeem, do you regret not taking him?
No, I think that's I guess in hindsight maybe, but you got to think back in that era. It's not like Hakeem didn't win either.
Hakeem got you too.
He got 2 with the Rockets. It was while Jordan wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's like one of the rare times where you look back and you're like, yeah, Jordan was a better player. But if you went back, I think you still take Hakeem just because that's the way basketball was played in the 80s. You had the big man, you had the dominant force.
Another thing I don't think we see nowadays really is how famous Jordan was.
Yeah, that played a big part.
Yeah, LeBron, now there's security and all that now. But dude, Jordan couldn't go anywhere without 50 cameras in the dude's face.
That's true. And the what was it? The Olympics played a big part in that too. We have a quick word from Brady Nicholson chiming in saying LeBron isn't even top 5.
Wow.
That's a tough one. I don't know about that.
I feel like bro just poured gas on
Hot
fire.
take.
That's really
that is scorching, dude.
Throwback to Conti Nick, Brady also said that Mac Jones was going to be a top 15 quarterback of all time. So, his lists are a little wonky, but
Coach
I don't think I can agree with that. Coach Nicholson
Nicholson.
The JV, or not the JV,
Freshman.
the freshman linebacker coach himself.
Yeah, he's going to work his way up.
He'll work his way up. He'll be back there.
He's going to get the seat.
He will get the seat. Well, Sean, it was a pleasure
having
you on.
Sean.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll get out of here now.
We appreciate you having on.
Yeah.
Tell the whole room too. Feel free.
Yeah, anybody
come back
there.
on the set.
Okay.
Everyone's come back. Sean, hey, one more time. Sean
Let's
Leary.
give it up for Sean Leary, people.
One of the GOAT members of the MCM staff. I will say, just an absolute. Oh, Mike almost fell.
Will is front and center now.
I am front and center. I'll do a little scooch here. Do an extra mic.
My seat is a little.
This set was not made to be moved, but we're doing it anyway.
There we go.
We're doing it
There we
anyway.
go.
We have another thing from Brady. So his top 5: Jordan, Curry, Kobe, Bill Russell, and Kareem.
That is low key a valid top 5, but you could just.
You're missing a really big piece, though.
What are you thinking?
All right. Well, obviously LeBron.
Repeat
is
it.
being
Well,
missed
yeah,
out.
obviously.
Okay.
Repeat
So you
it to me.
have Jordan, Curry. Curry's way too high. Kobe, too high. Bill Russell, extremely too high, and then Kareem, I think, fits in there. You're also missing Magic and Shaq.
Bird.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan does not get enough credit.
Do you have a top 5 on the top of your head?
Yeah, we'll go Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Bill Russell, Magic.
Ooh, Bill Russell's high.
Dude, the rings don't lie, bro.
The rings don't lie. So mine is for number 1. I'm gonna go Jordan for right now. I still think Jordan has the edge. Number 2, I'm gonna give it to LeBron. 3, I'm gonna go Kareem. 4, I'd go Magic Johnson, and then 5, I would go Shaq.
Nice.
Most dominant player of all time.
I think Tim Duncan does not get enough love.
Tim Duncan does not get enough
forget,
love.
This dude was one shot away from being 6-0 in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
That shot being Ray Allen. Back out to Allen.
Back up to Allen.
Yeah. Allen.
We'll get resituated here.
Yeah. All right.
And we'll wait for someone to walk into the.
Yeah. We'll just wait till they
slide this out.
Hold up. There we go.
There we go.
We're looking better now.
We're back to normal. But yeah, no, it's tough to again rank all these NBA guys just because you never know.
So many like dogs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's hard, especially with different eras too. The game has changed so much.
So, well, I just want to say, remember the episode where we did our picks? I think both of us flopped pretty hard on one award that I want to touch on.
What was that?
Most improved.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I picked.
We probably both flopped on Rookie of the Year too.
Yeah, yeah, we did. It's Chet's running away with it, man.
Chet, bro, Victor, you better start winning games, buddy.
Yeah.
But I said Giddey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that ain't happening.
We're not talking about Giddey.
You said Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, to be fair,
for different reasons, that ain't happening.
Yeah. To be fair, I was right a little bit about Jordan Poole. He's getting all the shots he needs. He's getting like the good looks
dude, you gotta
that
make
he
him,
wants. But
the team ain't winning.
The team's not winning, and also
speaking of team ain't winning. Hold on, I need to just
shots.
put this out there. Speaking of team ain't winning, free Cade Cunningham. That dude is too good to be playing in Detroit.
And Jalen Duren. Those are the only two untouchables in that team. Everyone else needs to go.
Maybe Ivy.
No.
Dude, Ivy shouldn't be coming off the bench though. Like why
is Killian Hayes starting?
Dude, why? Dude, Killian Hayes is trash. Dude, Ivy was a starter like all of last year.
Yeah.
And then freaking Monty Williams strolls and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bench him."
What was the? There was a thing that came out.
Wiseman stinks.
Wiseman does stink. What was the Wingstop thing? Where it was like free wings from Wingstop whenever the Pistons win.
The Wingstop in the bottom
right.
right.
The Pistons went a month without winning a basketball
game. It's 24 games.
Yeah.
They
lost 24 in a row.
It's still going.
It's still going right now. Oh. It's hilarious. But you keep on seeing the memes where they're like, my kids are starving. Like, can the Pistons win a game, please?
Hey, at least they got the Lions now.
Yeah.
Like, shout out Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, Dan Campbell, the king.
The motivator himself.
The motivator. Dude, the other day on TikTok, I came across Dan Campbell highlights. It was awesome. Like, I was searching for it. It just came up. I was like, hey, you know what? Let's watch some Dan Campbell at tight end.
Was it the thing from Hard Knocks where he's doing up-downs with the team? Because that's really impressive.
No, it was Dan Campbell in the NFL.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like his coaching highlights.
It was his
like,
NFL highlights.
We have another quick word from Brady Nicholson as my phone
here we go
has died.
So
another way to read the chat. But he said, where do you rank Curry all time? Ooh, now this is a hot take question. I think he's top 10.
Yes.
And I think he's number 10, in my opinion.
Huh.
It's hard because all right. So I named my top 5. Number 6, I'd probably say Bird. And then, like, Kobe, maybe interchange those two. I'm putting Bill Russell in there. I'm putting Tim Duncan in there.
Yes, Mr. Underappreciated.
At number 9, I think. And then
Duncan at 9, I would low-key put him.
Tough.
I'd put him at, like, 7 or 6.
It could. Those three guys are interchangeable. I think Bird actually probably gets moved down more.
Was Kobe in your thing?
Yes. It was, so my last 5, Kobe, Bird, Duncan, Russell.
Here's a spicy one.
And I think Curry's number 10.
KD or Curry?
Curry. It is Curry. Curry. Right, I mean, dude, like the unanimous MVPs. KD literally went to Curry to win.
Yeah. The thing is, KD performed better like individually when he was with Curry.
Yeah, but he's in the prime of his career.
Curry's like the more like how would you say it? Like more like well-rounded player, I guess.
I think so.
Because KD, all he'd be doing is scoring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a good defensive player too. On the offensive end, there's nothing that KD can't do, but it's. I don't know.
How do you think your MVP pick is looking right now? Mr. Luka.
Mr. Luka. It's not looking too bad right now. Luka's had himself a few couple of games where it's just amazing. I don't even know who the MVP frontrunner would be right now. It's a hard pick. It's kind of up in the air.
Probably Jokic.
It is Jokic probably, but
like the dude is just so good and he's so good. Like
we're becoming numb to how good he is at basketball.
Yeah, like
for the record.
But it's like his day job.
Yeah.
Then he goes home and he like races horses. For fun.
He just doesn't care. I saw a Kevin Garnett clip where he was like, Wilt Chamberlain will be rolling in his grave, seeing that the best player in the NBA is like a dude from Serbia who can jump this high.
Speaking of KG, dude, KG shows a lot of love to Halliburton.
I love Halliburton.
He might, even though he's been dealing with some injury, he might be like MVP. Bro.
He's in there, and I said this the other day. I got some heat for it. He is playing like the best point guard in the league right now.
I'd say so.
Maybe behind Luka.
Although Steph did, he had to let everybody know. Of course, you had to let everybody know against the Celtics. Steph, like, what's wrong with you, bro?
It's tough. I know we said we weren't going to talk about the Celtics,
It's
but
all right.
I think I'm over it.
It happens.
Tough loss last night. Obviously, the Celtics took a loss to the Warriors, the 2022 champs, a rematch of 2022, the NBA Finals.
And that's all we need to talk about.
That's all we need to talk about. No, Jason Tatum got hurt, and then he came back, and he wasn't really as productive.
He looked good, but
yeah, he's not going to play tonight.
He needs the night
Yeah.
off. But Porzingis is back.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Jaylen Brown can continue his little streak.
Are
Hopefully,
we on the West Coast road trip right now?
We are. So
Okay.
we had the
Kings
Warriors
tonight.
yesterday, Kings tonight, Lakers on Christmas, and then we're closing it out with the Clippers.
There we go.
Dude, next season, the Clippers' new arena is going to be ready.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, I am very curious, but I'm also thinking PJ Tucker ain't surviving the trade deadline and with the
No,
Clippers.
no,
Let's
he's
talk
not.
trade deadline, bro. Like, this is our last show. We got to do it.
That's true. And I know the trade deadline's in a couple months, but
I've heard the Celtics are going to be quite active.
I doubt it. Personally,
That's all I've been
Who are you
hearing.
going to move, right?
Well, we just
I think
need to get
maybe
help.
you move Hauser.
We still had picks that we can get. We still have
Yeah.
first rounders that we can get rid of.
But I think our bench is pretty. Like, I don't know who's out
Dude,
there that
when
you would
Peyton
want to
Pritchard
get.
is your other guard, bro. You need help.
That's true.
Like,
but
I'm
he's been
sorry,
okay. He's
Pritchard,
been all right.
no disrespect to
Brady's
you.
going to hate that one. Brady's a big
Pritchard, if I
guy.
meet you, I will dap you up, take a picture, tell you you're awesome. You are not an accountant, whatever. What did Drake call him?
Oh, an accountant?
No, he called him like a scammer or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
a crypto scammer.
Crypto scammer. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Dude, you know the store in the Braintree Mall? I love Boston Sports.
Yes.
Porzingis was there last week doing a meet and greet.
Is chilling.
Dude, no, he did a meet and greet. He had to pay and everything. I like the meet and greets at the other store better. The one that's upstairs. That sells all the sign stuff.
I've never been there actually.
You never been to
For a
Braintree
meet
Mall?
and greet. No. Well, I've been to the Braintree Mall.
That's where I met Paul Pierce, is at this other store.
Ah.
And Mike Tyson did one, but they had to reschedule. They had to reschedule it because of COVID. We were gonna go, but we never found out the day they rescheduled it. And then
And go say what's up to Mike Tyson.
we found out that the day it was happening, the day it got rescheduled.
I see John in there getting hyped up with the baby.
There he is. You know what?
So that'll be happening too.
I think we call him in.
We can get John whenever you're
John,
ready. Well,
whenever you're ready to go.
also I was just told, before the show started,
bringing the baby with
the baby is.
The
I know that's
the
what we were
baby
told.
is coming out.
This is gonna be the baby's first ever live stream, right?
Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Hey.
He's been on. I'll tell you once I get on the set here.
Also, welcome to the set, the head director, or I don't even know what your official term, executive director of MCM,
I'm not as tall as Sean.
Jonathan
I'm not as tall as Sean.
Grabowski. Welcome.
So-
Shout out
And
to,
this
this
is
guy
what,
pays
Colton?
us.
This is Colton.
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 This is maybe fourth or fifth live stream he's been on.
Hey. Oh, so we aren't the
So
first.
for those that don't know, I do some freelance esports broadcasting,
Ooh.
producing, and he's been on a couple of them in the background.
Let's go,
Ah,
Colton.
There was actually one night where his mom got really sick after coming back from a work trip, so he sat there the whole time and
There we
had his
go.
bottle. So yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm
Colton, Colton's chilling right now. He's reaching
he's
for the
pretty
mic.
chill.
He's
pretty chill.
He's ready to be a star. That's for sure. We talked a little bit of college football.
Yes, so we're gonna talk college.
Will had a very long.
I had a
about,
rant.
A
about,
rant on what?
about
on
the
how
playoffs.
Florida State should have made it into
Yes.
the playoffs. So I'll just kind of give you the mic right here. Speak, speak your mind on all that.
So I'm a longtime Florida State fan. I'm a bit older than you guys,
Kick
so
back for this
I go back to the days of Charlie Ward and Warwick Dunn, the glory days of FSU football. Florida State should have been in the football playoffs.
He agrees.
He
So,
agrees.
all right.
He agrees with
So
you.
think about this way: it's who they beat. They beat LSU. They beat Louisville in the ACC championship, who was the 16th ranked team in the country.
Yep.
It wasn't like they got in there just because they're on their third string quarterback, undefeated. You take them over a one-loss Texas, a one-loss Bama.
Yep.
You definitely do. So I mean, I think it was a style points thing. This is what it
Yeah.
comes down to. It was style points. They went with who's going to be a sexier matchup.
Yeah.
They didn't go with the team that deserved on an all-year basis to be there.
And people like to bring up, but the backup quarterback and this and that. They still won the Power 5 championship
Yep.
with a backup.
They
quarterback.
won the AC championship with a
Yeah.
third string quarterback.
Yeah.
You remember they're on the true freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
If Jordan Travis, all right. So if Jordan Travis plays, let's say, so if Jordan Travis plays the AC championship, They're in, right?
Yeah, I believe
That's
so.
all it came down to.
100%.
Even
believe
with Tate
so.
Rodemaker, they would have been.
But also, quarterback's not the only part of the team. Like defenses are allowed to win football games,
Yeah.
which is my biggest
a
problem.
running game, the
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, the special teams unit was phenomenal all
I feel
year.
like they only did it for views.
They did.
Oh, totally.
100%
Oh,
just for
oh,
media.
totally for views. Because look who's in. Washington deserves to be in.
Washington deserves
Washington
to be
deserves
in.
to
They
be
have
in.
a Heisman candidate.
Heisman
everything like
candidate.
that.
Heisman candidate. Michigan, yes, they deserve to be in.
Yes.
Texas, okay.
I don't think Texas. should be in.
Texas is the one
Eh.
where I'm kind of like
Horns
okay.
down. Get them out.
You know, I think it's because it's Texas. They get
Yeah.
the Texas bump.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's going to bring ratings. It's going to bring money. It's going to bring revenue.
Yeah.
And I think people are praying for that slight chance that Arch Manning gets in the game sometime.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is that whole idea because Murphy, the backup, transferred.
Yep.
He's already out. You know, Quinn Ewers, he's
Coleman
been hurt.
Hurts.
There's a good chance. He can't throw the ball more than like 20-something yards.
Yeah,
Colton has a
just-
very strong hate for Texas. It's just.
He's, al-
He does-
he's already learned.
Colton, can you do this?
So yeah, and so all right, all right, and then we go. And don't get me wrong, I love Bama, love Nick Saban, but
Yep.
I mean, do you trust? What's his face? Who's the quarterback for Bama? I just lost it. I just lost my train of thought.
Milrow.
Yeah. Do you trust Jay Milrow to win a playoff game for you?
No.
I mean,
no.
it's scary.
I know.
won the
They
Iron
almost
Bowl
lost
by
to
the skin
Auburn.
of his
He
teeth.
got, he's playing great, but at the same time, like, it's almost scary watching him play
Yes.
sometimes because he's very much like he's not a quarterback. He's like an athlete
Yes.
playing quarterback.
Yeah,
He uses his legs a lot. Whereas all these other guys who are quarterback band who have been athletes like Blake Young, Tua, those guys, they could play the quarterback position. Whereas
Exactly.
this guy, he's an animal. He's like a Jalen Hurts like starter set.
Exactly. No, and he has the same skill set. And people forget about, but Bama won the SEC championship and they
they
beat
did.
Georgia. And I can agree with that, right? But they were one play away.
They were.
one play from losing to Auburn in Auburn. And then what are we talking about?
That Iron Bowl is always one of the wildest.
It is.
games
That was
I've
an
ever
instant
imagined.
classic.
My whole thing, and I did a whole rant. I'll do it a little bit again here.
All right,
I
let's hear
think that Michigan, obviously, they're the best team in college football in my opinion. They're the 1 seed. Washington deserves it. I don't think that Texas deserves to be in. I think that it's college football. I can get having an SEC champion in there, so I can get putting Bama in. And if Georgia won it, I think that Georgia deserved to be in there.
Georgia's in.
I'm okay. So I'm cool with Georgia not being in it because you lost the SEC championship to Bama, right? That's fine. But the fact that the Power 5 champion, Florida State, they're not in after going undefeated. They had a good schedule, like you said. They beat LSU. They beat Louisville. And 13-0, just because that they have a backup quarterback in, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense at all.
It was a style point. It was totally a style
And you know why
point.
it was? Because when TCU got in the championship last year, when they deserved to be in and they get blown out by Georgia, I bet the committee said, you know what? Never again. We need
Hey,
the big names.
Do
in
you,
there.
Now-
do you think there's a Texas bias?
100%.
It's like
100%.
a state of Texas
Yeah.
bias, with
Yeah.
Texas being like
The
a
football
home
state.
of college football,
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school football. That
Yep.
there's like a bias toward.
Gotta get like
they're
them,
gonna lean
A&M.
towards like a TC or
Yeah.
a Texas. Okay,
Is it the neutral site down south for Texas and Washington?
I'd
So
put
it's like,
that.
it's a
I'd do
neutral
that in
site,
like
but it's
Florida.
down
all right.
south.
So right,
there.
so let's fast forward to New Year's Day. Who wins those two games?
I'm picking Washington to beat Texas, and I still think that Michigan upsets Bama. But I
Is
think that was
is
an
scary.
I wouldn't even
though?
say it's an
I
upset,
would call
though.
that an upset.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's not an upset, but
Dude,
you
you
see
saw
the
what Michigan
reaction
did to
from
Ohio
Michigan
State.
players.
They did not look
They
happy.
did not. They did not like Bama
happy.
getting
They
in.
did not look happy to. I mean, I see Washington winning that game.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to the last season of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
How awesome was the last season of the
It
Pac-12?
was sick, yeah.
You had so many great storylines with USC. What were they going to do? And they stunk the house out the second half of the year.
Yeah.
What was Colorado going to do? Loved Oregon this year. How
Yeah,
much fun
that
was
was-
how much fun was
that
so
was fun.
I love Dan
Watching
Lanning. I've
Bo Nix
become like
in
the
there.
biggest Dan Lanning fan
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
world.
Oregon was fun.
I'd watch Oregon now just to watch him.
Yeah.
'Cause he's one hell of a coach.
The Pac-12 was so fun just because you knew that championship game, the winner was getting in between
and it was
Oregon
gonna
and
be-
Washington.
yeah, it was
and you
gonna
were
be-
like, okay, you have 2 Heisman candidates, 2 great coaches. Who's going to
Hey,
get
which
in?
one of you was bashing on Bo Nix earlier?
Me.
Both of
not-
us. Well,
I'm not a Bo Nix fan.
Why
both-
aren't you a Bo Nix fan?
We both
I
don't
just
like
I think
him.
he's too old to make it in
How
the
is he
league.
too old?
He's like 23, 24.
Because he went to
All right.
school like all 4
Yeah,
years.
Stetson
yeah.
Bennett,
he's-
bro.
Stetson
Guy
Bennett.
play-
Didn't Burrow do this?
Stetson Bennett's a wholly different ballgame. All right, so
Whoa.
Stetson Bennett's a completely different ballgame.
There's a baby on
Stetson
set.
Bennett's
Watch
he's
out.
like a stiff. went back, like left Georgia, came back. Bo Nix was a starter at Auburn.
That's fair.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
Played in, granted he was a bit of a turnover machine.
Yep.
Played in terrible offenses. Goes to Oregon and fulfills.
I don't
Didn't
think that he's
Burrow-
a blue chip quarterback.
Didn't Burrow do like 4 years too, or am I?
Burrow did 4. Yeah.
Burrow did 4. Yeah, Burrow did 4.
He did.
He was at
2 in Ohio State,
Yeah.
and then his junior and senior in LSU.
So all right, so going back to New Year's Day. So I think the matchups are what Michigan,
And Bama.
Bama.
Yep. And Washington, Texas.
I'm rooting for Washington this whole
wins that
time.
game. I
Yep.
think Washington wins
Yep.
that game. That other game,
It's a really tough one.
how much do you trust? Well, it's also the whole Saban Sarkisian thing too.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be the fun storyline. You have Sark, former analyst, whatever he was for Bama, and against Saban, and also like Saban's such a good coach.
He's
that
a
team's
really
gonna be
good
so
coach.
prepared.
They're gonna be ready.
And can Quinn Ewers win you a game against that defense?
My thing is that we
I
had
mean-
a lot of questions about JJ McCarthy last year,
Oh.
and he's looked very good this year. And
Yeah.
people like to bash him. He doesn't throw a lot of passes. I think he runs this system really, really well. I think Roman Wilson's a dog. I think they have a lot of great pieces on this offense, and the defense is phenomenal. The O-line's phenomenal. I'm taking Michigan.
All right. So if Michigan wins, is there an asterisk next to the national championship if they win the national championship?
No,
Do
why would
this
there
whole
be?
thing with like the coach,
No.
and
No,
stuff?
no,
No.
I don't think so. Because they won without
They
Harbaugh.
still won without him.
What do you
yeah.
guys think of Harbaugh?
Dude, I heard something today that the Chargers might hire him next year as their head
he
coach.
should stay out of the
always-
NFL.
He's always flirted with the NFL.
Yeah, he needs to
He
stay
made
out
it
of
to
there.
a Super Bowl with San Fran.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
The
true.
Harbaugh
I
Bowl.
forgot about that. I
Lost to his
I
brother.
totally forgot about that. He like, I just I don't know. I don't have like a super strong opinion on Harbaugh. Like there's things I love about Harbaugh because he's just like an out there weird dude.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like are you just a weird dude? Are you doing this? Are you trying to just
Is it
like
an
to be?
act?
Yeah, is it an act?
Yeah,
His brother's better.
yeah. His
Really?
brother is better. I think
That's
so.
it.
Yeah,
His,
yeah,
brother, his
Ravens
brother
coach.
has a Super Bowl, right?
John, yeah, true.
Beat him
I
in the
mean,
Super Bowl.
I'm kind of indifferent about the Harbaugh. I think that he's a good coach and he's getting what he needs to get done at Michigan. More than anything, I think he's better at recruiting because he didn't
yeah.
really go and get like some big crazy 5-star receiver and all that stuff.
No.
He got Roman Wilson and then he really got a great offensive line and Donovan Edwards, is that who that is? I might be messing that up. I know it's Edwards, but their running back's great. They have a great
quarterback's great.
scheme, and yeah. So I'm a big fan of Michigan right now. I think
Then,
they're gonna go all the way.
who was the lineman that got hurt in the Big Ten championship? I've heard that dude was like a top recruit too.
No, Colton.
Oh no!
Frankie, he's almost due for a feed. So
That's
we have to cut my time on
Might have to cut
Hey.
a little bit.
But yeah,
Shout out-
Look, really quick before
bowl
you go.
season, but I love college football bowl
Yeah.
season.
Yep.
So this is my favorite sports time of year because over Christmas break you have all the bowls.
Yep.
You have if you're a soccer fan, Boxing Day, English Premier League's amazing, and also if you're a hockey person, the World Junior Championship
That's
is
true.
one of the
Can
best.
we get your national championship predictions before you leave?
National. I'll give you.
Who's playing and who's winning?
Man, Washington.
Okay.
Wins their game, and the Bama Texas game. That's
It's
It's hard
Washington.
'cause
It's
you know
Bama,
Saban is
Michigan.
ready.
Bama, Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Bama, Michigan. Man, I think it's gonna be. I'll go with Michigan.
Michigan.
I mean, can
So
they keep up? Can they keep up with? Can Bama keep up with Michigan offense wise?
So then you got Michigan
That
and
is, like, the real
Washington.
question.
Washington.
Who takes home the big natty this
I
year?
might go with Washington.
Wow.
Wow.
I love
Hey,
that.
I'm rooting for
it's-
Washington in
it's-
this. Let's go.
It's such a. There's not that like one team. Like in the past years we knew Georgia was like
Yeah.
the team.
Exactly.
So I'll go Washington, and then I'll throw in the caveat of the World Junior Hockey Championship because
Okay.
that's my other personal favorite. So USA wins the World Junior Championship.
Like,
Hey.
Most loaded team.
America.
Star of the tournament is Mackin Celebrini, who will probably be the first pick in the upcoming 2024 draft. Freshman at BU, he is amazing. He's the next guy.
I love it.
Let's go.
So
Hey,
those
represent.
Are those are your two.
I love that.
Those are your holiday predictions.
Shout out to my uncle Nick, BU alumni.
BU alum. John, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming on
guys.
the show, by the way. Colton, thank you as always.
Colton, thanks. Even though it's like your 5th time being on a live stream.
Yeah,
Killed it.
in the
It was
background.
great.
Thank you,
Very
boys.
good.
Hey, no problem. Hey, John and Colton.
John.
and Colton. The absolute legends of MCM.
World's best boss.
I like that. I'm really big into the college football storylines right now. It's not even that I'm a massive college football fan, because if I'm going to be truthfully honest, I'm not even really that big of a fan, right?
Yeah.
Like I watch college football, I pay attention to it, but the fact that Florida State did not get in is wild.
Brought you to a new level.
Exactly, and it made me pay attention because it is. I truly do believe that when TCU got in last year and made it to the national championship versus Georgia and then blew it, the committee said, never again. Dude, this isn't happening again.
I remember I shut that game off at like halftime. I was like, dude, we're going to watch the national championship. I watched Joe Burrow go crazy a couple years ago.
Yeah. And then it was just like the Bullfrogs are not in it.
Yep. Nope.
The Frogs are not in it.
Then they lost to freaking Colorado week 1 this year.
Yeah.
And then Colorado just fell apart.
I think we still got a little bit of time kicking it too. If
we do?
I think we got some. If
we've been on for 50 minutes.
That's true. We got 10 more.
Heather, Ivana.
If we got Heather and Ivana who want to come in.
Anybody?
And talk some sports, whatever you feel like.
Or whatever. We don't have to talk sports.
Yeah, we can talk whatever.
We
can talk about also. I never said this live on the show board, but I said it before. Thank you to Kayla of MCM for making this phenomenal logo that we've used for the podcast. Kayla.
But hey, look, there's not just the American sports on here. We got golf. I think that's croquet.
I see some pool in there.
We got the billiards. We love the billiards. Bowling, volleyball, a beach ball. That's not even like a sport, but a beach ball is a beach ball. It's fun. Colton's getting a little angry back there.
We just heard Colton.
Hey, get my man some food.
Get my man some food. But Kayla did a phenomenal job on this logo, and it's what we've used since the beginning. And yesterday was my last day, kind of seeing her at work, so it was very sad. But thank you very much to Kayla, because this is awesome. This whole logo.
So we've never done any wacky questions before, but I have one for you.
Hit me with it.
Top 5 fast food restaurants. Let's go.
Okay.
Chipotle counts.
Here's the you're gonna hate me. I'm not putting Chipotle.
They're not going in. All right. I'm not gonna argue. You're an American. You're entitled to your own opinions.
That's true. So number 1, I think undisputedly, I'm going Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich has my whole heart, my soul, and body.
Yep.
If I could marry a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, I wouldn't.
You would consider.
But I'd think about it.
You'd leave them undelivered. You'd think
that's
about
true.
It.
And then obviously I gotta go fast food. Okay. So number 1, Chick-fil-A. I think 2 and 3 pretty interchangeable for me. Wendy's and McDonald's. I think those are the all-time.
I take McDonald's over Wendy's.
I think that's what I gotta go to.
Although even though I don't have soda anymore,
think about it. You have a long night, and you haven't eaten, and then you just gotta get somewhere quick. You see the golden arches. That's raps,
dude.
Sorry for touching the mic. I know. I had to move it out of the way.
You got it in red font.
I know. I got it in red. That's almost angrier. Yeah. I got it in red.
They were nice to me. They weren't nice to you.
You know what's funny too? They know that or maybe they don't. I've mentioned a few times. Green is the clearest color that I can read on the teleprompter because I am blind. But I could see that one. It came back angry.
Well, so you remember Mr. Leclerc, right? So
of course.
He told us something very interesting in class today. Apparently, I don't know if it's true yet, Five Guys might be going bankrupt.
No.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Their food is good, but it is so expensive.
It is expensive.
I'm not trying to pay $22.
But just for the fries, man.
But dude, I'm not trying to pay.
Fries
I'm not trying to pay $22 for a meal for myself.
That's fair. I'm gonna throw this in, and this might be controversial too. So we have Wendy's, McDonald's, and then Chick-fil-A on top.
Yep.
I think I'm putting Burger King in there, man.
Really?
A
Whopper never
King
hurts.
Fan. Yeah. Well, my go-to at Burger King, all the chicken fries, phenomenal, right? I love those. And then I get the original chicken sandwich, like the long one. That's pretty much it's like a sub style. But yeah, I love that. And then honestly, at my 5, it's a tough pick.
I'm disappointed.
See, I'm a little biased, right? Because going to Bridgewater State University, we had a KFC Taco Bell in one. And hitting that KFC was awesome.
Okay, I was waiting for our fried chicken place, but that's not the one I would pick. I would pick Popeyes.
I haven't really been to Popeyes.
Popeyes is great.
See, I tried last year, actually pretty much a year ago to right now. I was in Naples, Florida. I was down south, and I was like, I'm gonna try Popeyes down south. I ordered a chicken sandwich. They put 2 tenders in between bread and said, "Here you go." So I didn't even get the full experience.
Well, that's because you went down south. If you go to the Braintree Mall, Popeyes take care of you.
I might have to try that then. So Popeyes, I can't leave in there. I don't think I can go KFC either because I feel like I don't get KFC enough. I want to go Five Guys because I really am a big fan of Five Guys. I think the fries are iconic.
Taco Bell don't sit right with you?
Nah. We have a couple of rough nights after the Taco
Yep.
Bell. You know what I mean?
I saw something online that said Taco Bell's like Jameis Winston. You know it's not gonna be that good, but when you have it, it's fun.
In the moment, you're like, this could be it.
This is it.
And then later
And
on,
then it falls.
you're just not
You lead the
feeling
league
it.
in passing yards,
just not feeling it.
but then you lead the league in interceptions. So
that is true. And the thing is, with Taco Bell, it's not even like the food isn't good. It's just the aftermath. That is the worst part of all of it.
if you know, you know. We're not
Also,
gonna, we're not gonna
that might be what we use to entice people. If you want to come give your top 5
Yep.
fast food spots right now,
Oh shoot!
We're
Let me
up for
check
it.
the YouTube chat to see if.
we got anyone else barking in?
Oh, so my friends just found out that I'm doing this. Hi Gio, how you doing,
we
bro?
got Gio Joseph,
Yep,
corner legend
Yep.
in Marshfield.
King.
King. Starting center tomorrow, apparently, too.
Yes, starting big man
I'm excited for that.
against DY.
I'll
you're,
be there.
You're calling the game.
Yeah,
Right?
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Is the playlist looking good?
Yes. So I made I changed it up a little bit actually
Ooh.
because I got a text from Malloy, and it
Ooh.
was like, "This is what we want to go out to, and here's songs that we want during warm up." So I got you guys covered with that.
Hey,
And
legend.
you know, I was gonna say it's kind of a spoiler, but it's not really because I did it for the girls' game. The starting lineup song is the Chicago Bulls.
Nice. Ooh, I like
theme,
that.
So
I like that.
yeah, we got that going. I'm excited for you guys this year.
Me too.
I was gonna kill it. You're 1-0 right now.
Yep.
Massive win versus Whitman Hanson.
Hingham.
Okay, there we go. So 1-0 versus Hingham. Duxbury game that was supposed to be played yesterday and possibly today. Both got pushed back. So now, who do you guys have tomorrow?
Dennis Yarmouth.
DY tomorrow. Okay,
And then we play him again the game after next
sweet.
week.
Yeah. So this is when I do the game tomorrow. I don't have another game until the new year, which is crazy because you guys are on
That's
break
weird.
and then
That's weird.
yeah, it is weird. It's a weird
Oh, you're not gonna. Oh no, because our next game is away.
away. Yeah. So you guys won't be home again until like January 3rd, I think, something like that. But yeah, it's exciting stuff. I'm really excited to be calling the games. I'm also very sad that I can't come here every day anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I still could.
This is a nice place to
That's
work.
the thing. I still could. It would just be like, why is he here?
I don't say that.
I'd start getting on people's nerves because at least like when I was here, I was doing stuff and like editing and also getting paid for college credits. Like if I just showed up and I was like, oh, like
Hey,
you guys want to go
guys.
get Chick-fil-A?
Hey guys.
You guys want to hang out? I'll be back for some stuff though.
He will
hopefully.
be back.
So
Stay tuned.
this is the big question. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the show as we're kind of coming to the end
We are.
right here. Will the part-time pod continue post Will Nicholson? Because and right now I'll pass over right
Ooh.
now. I've for pretty every episode actually have kind of been running it as far as like editing it goes.
Yeah.
You come up with a lot of topics, which is very helpful.
Uh-huh.
But it's been a lot of me editing it and then Kayla uploading it. This is the official pass of the torch
Oh God.
from the intern podcast
Let's go.
to Tyler Pinero, who is now going to be running the show here. So the question is, and you mentioned maybe after basketball season, but will the part-time podcast live on?
That's looking
and will
like
this name change from
no.
Will and Tyler to Tyler and
don't
maybe just Tyler?
Maybe it'd be like Tyler and Guest. Who knows?
Yeah.
I
know
hope
that Brady Boney's an intern now.
he
too,
is an
so-
intern. You know, it'd be cool to get him on here. Hopefully, I can still do it, but it's gonna be difficult during basketball. But
That's what's up.
maybe after the season,
I like
it'll
that.
come back.
I like that. Hey, if you can find the time,
Yep.
continue the legacy of what we started here
Carry
on
the
the
torch.
part-time pod. Carry the torch, pass it over. Yeah, that would be sick. That would be.
Well,
very
you're getting
fun.
yelled at again.
What am I doing?
You're touching the mic.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, cut it out.
Stop touching the mic. I'm sorry.
You're making Heather mad.
My fault.
Don't do
Sorry,
that.
Heather. Dang, it's been a ride.
Yeah, it's
It
been a
really
ride.
has. It's been a fun time. I guess I could do this live because this is really like the last time that
This was cool that this just like started off as an idea.
It is. Yeah, we started.
Now we're doing it live.
Early October. We're like, hey, you know what? You want to do a podcast? Because we pretty much did a podcast on the mics when we were doing games.
This also helped me keep my internship because
you weren't here a ton because of
Yeah.
football.
well, no, it helped me keep my internship because of like you need to have like do creative projects and stuff like that. This was a creative project every week, and So, Gio, I know you're watching, and you take telecom. If you're interested, any juniors,
Yes.
MCM every year towards when us seniors leave, Sean is going to come into your class telling you about the internship. I definitely recommend you go out for it because so there's pros and cons. The con is you don't get to leave school early like all the other internships, but there's a very big pro. That is you get paid.
And you get to be here.
Yes, you could hang out with Will Nicholson.
That's true. Well, not anymore.
Yeah, well, neither of us.
You get to hang out with Tyler.
Nope.
All right. Well, you get to hang out with whoever comes next.
You got Heather, Yvonne, John,
all the goats.
Aiden Kilty.
My pitch real quick.
The unofficial intern.
My pitch real quick will be that I've been at MCM now for 2 years, and this is easily from every job I had. This is the best job I've ever had. And that's not me being mushy, anything like that. Legitimately, I've learned more working for MCM than I could have in any classroom, right? So if you're into doing stuff like this and you're at Marshfield High School,
and dude,
I'd highly recommend doing this. It was one of the best.
They're very
decisions I
lenient
made.
with you too.
Exactly.
If you have literally any idea that's PG, maybe even PG-13, you can do it.
Exactly.
There's so much awesome equipment here. You have access to the freaking Before
Look
the
at
Bells
this. They
studio.
gave us a show. Dude, look at us.
We are on the Before the Bells. Usually we're all the way back there.
In Studio
in
B.
the depths of everywhere.
I would highly recommend coming and being an intern here.
You know what?
It's one of the best decisions I've made.
I'm the most grateful
here.
that the lights are still on.
That is the biggest part.
That's a huge.
Is that the
in the times in Studio B, you never saw us, but the lights would shut off a lot.
That's true.
It wasn't not a good experience.
That is true. As my kind of last little project here at MCM comes to an end, thank you to the whole staff for having me be a part of this. Again, this is the most fun I've ever had, doing anything. Is being able to come here and just create stuff has been awesome. Thank you to Jen, who's no longer here, but hired me.
Hey,
that was pretty
shout out to
sick.
Jen.
And thanks for John and everyone else for paying me.
I don't think I ever met Jen, but shout out.
I can finally say that you guys could have not paid me, and I would have still done this 100%.
So well.
But thank you for paying me, because that was awesome. I was
that
a big fan.
Was that the farewell speech right there?
That kind of was. I just thank you to everyone. This was awesome. This was. I don't have words. I wrote it in my final paper that I could not have learned anything more. Will, you can still do stuff for free? I can, yeah.
Yeah.
But
he
I don't
put
know.
in enough hours.
I could still do stuff
over
for free.
200.
That's true.
Got himself a car.
That's true. Paid for my car at MCM. That was, that was pretty sick.
Do you think it's time we sign this off?
I think it's time to sign off.
So,
it's the final episode of the
This is the final time Will and I will be hosting this show.
Yep.
Hopefully we come back in the spring.
Yep.
Well, it's been real.
Hey, also, last thing, Tyler Panero, you've been a goat. You've been one of the best. Definitely fun hanging out with you at MCM. And I hope that you get into all the schools that you're applying to right now.
I actually got deferred from 2 the other day.
Hey, it's not about how you start. It's how you finish.
We're 2 for 4.
That's not bad.
We're into Michigan State and URI.
Yep,
Fairfield and Clemson weren't having it.
Yep.
But we're not done yet. We gotta wait till the regular admission rolls out.
I like that.
I think the next school I'm hearing back from is Penn State.
There you go.
And guess when they're handing them out? Christmas Eve.
Oh, there you go. It'll be a great Christmas gift.
Yep.
I'll get into Penn State. Well, for the last time here, thank you very much for watching the Part-Time Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Marshfield Community Media on YouTube, where this is being live streamed right
Follow
now.
us on Spotify,
all that
catch
stuff.
our live events on Facebook.
I think this show is going to continue. I hope it does. But for one final time from me, thank you all for watching. I'm Will Nicholson.
And I'm Tyler Panero.
And we will see you next time.
There won't be a next time. But
Yeah. Tyler will see you next time.
Bye.
Oh my God. Did it.
I love the Will. You can still come here and do stuff.